Hey, what's going on, guys? So as you can see in this episode, I built a chamber specifically for the things that we're going to be covering, which are the CFG, otherwise known as the crouch flying glitch, and portal bumping, which I'm actually sort of surprised that Valve didn't patch portal bumping from the first portal, because it seems like it'd be an easy thing to fix, but I guess it just sort of crossed their mind, or maybe they weren't really interested in it. But either way, so we're going to start with portal bumping because it is they're both really easy tactics, but this is by far the easiest. All you have to do is find a thin surface such as a glass panel, emancipation grid, or movable wall, and put a portal right next to it, and put a portal right on that portal, and it bumps it right through. Now, as you can see, we're on the other side. Little to no effort, didn't have to solve any puzzles. Portal bumping, there's not many places in the actual story that you can do this, or in any of the challenge maps. Portal bumping, I've found, is mainly for doing custom chambers, because a lot of people forget that that we don't need to do, that speedrunners don't need to do puzzles if your emancipation grid looks like this. If there's no unportable surface on the boxes around the emancipation grid, all we have to do is go like that, and we're through. We can take cubes out of here, and we can do basically whatever we want and just bypass the entire thing. Now, there's two ways you can portal bump. The first one is obviously just have your portal flush and parallel to it like this, and put a portal right there, as you can see, sort of inside the portal, sort of like on the orange part. It'll bump it through. Or if you're trying to speedrun a chamber, you can always like obviously bunny hop to it, and then if you get it at an angle just about like this, you can do it like that. So it doesn't exactly have to be flat, it can be angled a little bit, but it can't be, let me get rid of these. It can't be straight up and down. You can't portal bump like that. It'll shove it off to the sides. It has to be angled a little bit in order to go through. Now, as you can see, we can go through emancipation grids, glass panels. We can also go through movable walls. I would mess this up, wouldn't I? There, see, movable walls, and it looks like we can't, but on your initial way out, you can actually pass through those, but on your way back, you can't. So you'll have to place a new portal to get out, as well as these walls over here, that's on the other side of this emancipation grid. Oh, well, mess that up. Wait. Okay, never mind. We're just going to walk through it. But yeah, you can also get through walls like this. So if you know that there is an objective that you need to get to, say there is, in fact, like say this is the exit to the map, and that's the only thing stopping you, if you can give it a try, sometimes there will be non-portable surfaces in there, but more times than not, map makers forget to do that. Like, all you need to do to stop this is have one portable surface go all the way around things like emancipation grids, glass panels, and movable walls, and then we can't do it because we can't portal bump from... Like, we cannot portal bump from right here to over there. It can't be done. That's entirely too far. So that's that. It's really simple. It's pretty useful. I can't think of any places in the actual story mode that do this off the top of my head, but mainly I use this when speedrunning, or just in fact normal playing custom maps. Oh, I suppose you can also do it on walls. I forgot to mention that. Walls are a lot simpler, just because it starts balanced, like it starts parallel to the thing, so it's as simple as that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be going over is the CFG, otherwise known as the crouch flying glitch, or just crouch flying, either one works. All you need to do this is an extrusion funnel, or gravity tube, as simple people call them. That's what I call them, because it's a lot simpler than saying that. Now, of course, you could solve this puzzle just simply like this. Oops. If you wanted, but that's no fun. That is, it takes a long time, as you can see, because we move at a constant speed, and what if that wall wasn't portable? We would have no way of getting over there, and that is where you're wrong. I'm going to show you it from over here, because this way it will be a lot easier. Now all you need to do is technically be in an extrusion funnel. And by that I mean you just need to hear the sound like that. Now see, technically we are in the funnel right now, but we're also on the ground outside of it, and we're not moving. That is a big thing. If you have to be still. You can't be moving upwards, downwards, side, left to right, or anything. Now, when you're at a complete stop, you crouch, wait, and jump, and air strafe. And see, we're flying right next to the funnel itself. And look at the speed difference with that. And all you need to do is crouch to get out of it. You can also do that out of the extrusion funnel itself, but it's very important that you don't jump into the funnel. You have to walk into it. Come to a complete stop, crouch, wait for it to push you up some more, come to a complete stop again, and then jump and air strafe out. And see, we're flying. It's a pretty fun glitch. It's fun to do. There aren't very many practical uses of it, but it's still nice to know. And just crouch to get out of it. You can also put yourself in it from the ground. Same with over there. It's a lot easier to do if your feet are on the ground rather than being in the funnel because it's faster. All you need to do is crouch, jump, and then air strafe out. And we're flying again. That way is a lot faster. Well, I guess that way and the way that I did over there where we had our feet on the ground is a lot faster than doing it in the funnel itself. Because when you're in the funnel and you crouch, you have to wait for it to push you back up in order for you to come to a complete stop, whereas if it's pushing you down or if you're standing on the ground already, then you're fine because you're already at a complete stop. Another thing you can do with this to pick up lots of speed is, so let's get in this, crouch, jump, air strafe. For some reason, when you do this, let's stop moving for a second if I can calm myself down. You can't actually change your up and down axes, but a weird thing to note is if you come out of a ground portal, like so, for some reason it makes you go really fast out of nowhere. Just watch. See how slow we're moving? I'm only using the forward button. I'm not strafing or anything. And boom, really fast. Oh, well, done messed that up. Let's do this again. Come on. See? We picked up lots of speed out of nowhere. And I'm not exactly sure why it does that, but it's a good thing to know nonetheless. Now, the reason I'm going to try to explain how this glitch works, but it's fairly difficult, and I'm not sure exactly why. I can only sort of theorize why it works from what I know about game mechanics. Is when you enter one of these tubes, it puts a flag on your character, not like a literal flag, but a coding flag that your gravity is set to say on or off, so that the tube can take care of you. Whoa, we lost lots of momentum for some reason. Well, we're gonna die. Yeah, we are so dead. What if I stop moving? Nope, we're sinking. We're sinking. We're dead. But yeah, so when you're in the tube itself, normally it puts a flag on your character that puts them to 0 gravity and keeps that flag on you as long as you're in that tunnel. And sorry about that. For some reason, in the midst of crouching when you're at the very top, it keeps that flag on you even after you're out of the tunnel. And the reason I think that it does this is because when you crouch, your player model is sort of at the very top of it, so it doesn't recognize that you went out because your player model was already half out of it to begin with. So I'm assuming it puts the flag on you even when you're out of it inside the room because it thinks that the room is the extrusion funnel as well. However, when you go back into the funnel, it does not. Weird. For some reason it does, or sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. However, if you get rid of the tube where it was at, it does cancel your CFG and removes that flag and puts you back to normal gravity. But that's just the technical side of it. I'm going to show you a practical use of this glitch, and we're going to go over to the chamber that does it. Okay, I'm back in this chamber. I actually missed something when I went over this before. It turns out that whoa, frame rates. Turns out at some point they actually changed this, so you don't actually need to jump anymore. Well, you do need to jump for some circumstances, but sometimes you don't. See, like this, I'm not going to jump, I'm just going to crouch, and boom, we're flying. So that's a nice thing to know. I'm not entirely sure exactly what circumstances you need to jump and what circumstances you don't need to jump. Like for instance with this, please stop and just strafe out. That seemed to work too without jumping. So take that with a grain of salt. I would try it with the jump and without the jump if you're trying to incorporate this into a speed run, but sometimes you don't need it apparently. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is you can actually create upward momentum by going into the glitch and then going we fell out. By going into the glitch and then starting off moving backwards, it'll give you upward momentum like that. See? And then in order obviously to fall, you just break the portal segment and we're done. Okay, so I just wanted to add this in there for a little extra stuff. I didn't realize that I missed that. And now we're going to go over to propulsion catch, and I'm going to show you practical uses and stuff like that. Okay, so I had to wait for Wheatley to stop talking because he was interrupting me, sadly. But I'm sure you've all seen this. I'm sure you've all seen this chamber. This is propulsion catch. It is when I first saw the speedrun on this chamber before I started speedrunning, I was like, "What the hell? How did he do that? That's oh my god, hacks!" But no, it's rather simple. The speedrun on this chamber, I'm not going to do it as fast as I can just because it's not needed for a tutorial video, but basically the speedrun on this chamber is you do this a lot faster than I'm doing it. And that takes the cube over there. Da-da-da. And then this is where the CFG comes in. You place the extrusion tube, gravity tube thing right here. You get into it. Oops, we fall out because we messed up. And instead of doing the rest of the chamber, we just float over there. It's pretty nifty. That wasn't the fastest that it can be done. It can be done a lot faster than that, but it takes very talented minds in order to do that first try and in the midst of a tutorial. But you have seen it. That is a practical use of this. There's a few more chambers that this is useful for, but this one is by far the most famous, and it can also be done in lots of custom maps because, as I said before, map makers don't take some of these things into consideration when they're building their chambers. So that is CFGs and portal bumping. Now we're going to go over the bonus thing that I talked about. So let me go over to those chambers. Okay, so this is the chamber cube momentum. It is the first chamber that you get to use this technique on. It's not necessarily an actual speedrunning technique, but I'm not entirely sure if it has a... Oh shit, we forgot to do that. I'm not sure if it has a technical name to it. I always just called it triple portaling because essentially that's what you're doing. And it's only done in these chambers where you don't have access to the blue portal. And what you do is pretty simple. You shoot that cube over there, and then as soon as it goes through, you shoot this and pull the cube through. Now, I know that sounds a little weird, but basically the way this works is you shoot the portal there, the cube comes halfway through this, and then you shoot the portal right here, so the cube is halfway between that and this, and you grab it, put it on the thing. See? As simple as that. Well done. Now, I'm gonna wait for this to get done.
You are not alone. All Aperture Science personality constructs will remain functional in apocalyptic, low-power environments of as few as 1.1 volts.
Now, the reason, I'm not sure if that has a technical name, the reason I called it triple portaling is because essentially you're taking the box through 3 different portals and getting it over here. It's really simple to do. It'll cut down a lot of your speeds in Cube Momentum and Future Starter, so we're going to go over to Future Starter and show you that one now. Okay, so this is the map Future Starter. It is another place that you can do the triple portal, or whatever you guys call it. And what you need to do is you need to stand in this, and portal stand over there, and then it involves this cube right here. See? It is as simple as that. You do need to be fast with this. You need to basically shoot, shoot, grab as fast as you can in order to get this cube through.
If you
And
are a
there is
non-employee
that.
who has discovered this facility amid the ruins of civilization, welcome. And remember, testing is the future, and the future starts with you.
And that is how you do this chamber, at least the first part of it. And that concludes this episode. Next time we're going to be going over elevator jumps and possibly, depending on if that takes up an entire episode, we're going to go over just elevator jumps, or we'll go over elevator jumps and using objects such as cubes, turrets, the ball thingy to use as platforms to jump off of in midair, or cube hopping for a non-technical term for it. So, I'll see you guys next time.